Thank you for coming to my channel. And so it's Amanda Creates. It's Sketchy Sunday. This one I did way back in August for a sketch from Stick It Down. And the sketch will be up here. Family things have been going on and I have not been able to do any of this. So yay, I have a little bit to come on today. But forgive me, it has been 6 months. So it's been 6 months. Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. These are pictures of my husband and his sisters and our oldest daughter at a ladybug release festival that happens out by Bright Creek if you are in the Calgary, Alberta area. And so I'm not in the pictures and I'm not here because I was on bed rest pregnant with my youngest. So I'm going to use these pictures and I'm going to use this sketch and we're going to get started right away. So I have this Simple Stories piece of paper. I don't know what it's called. Again, I recorded this 6 months ago. So yeah, it is what it is. And I cut the pictures down to a 4x4, which looks like that's what they are on the sketch. You'll see a lot of changes happen on this because it was one of those layouts that just was not going the way I wanted it to go. But anywho, I'm going to make sure the black cardstock's 12x12. And that one is. They're not always. And I chose this one because there's little ladybugs on it. And I thought it would be super cute. And this paper turns out super cute. And I really like doing this. So I'm going to cut a little off screen here. My apologies on the triangle bits that go up the side. And so I just wanted to get that first angle in a way that I liked it. And then I'm going to line this piece up that I cut off to get the same angle on the other side. And so you can see me kind of messing around with it on the side there. And then I know I am not going to be able to do that on my trimmer again. So I'm just going to cut all the pieces with my scissors and lining the one piece up and just using it that way because that is way faster and easier. I also did this last piece, even though it's not quite, just in case I needed it. I will actually use it in the end, but it doesn't look like it for most of the video. So this is what I was thinking. And I'm just trying to organize them so it looks like they are facing up. They don't really have an up face and a down face for the pattern, but based on some of the triangles, it kind of looks like they could. So I'm just rearranging them. It's not going to stay like this, which is totally okay. Actually, that's pretty similar to what I end up with, but I play with it a lot. These are the 3 pictures. That's kind of the layout that the sketch suggests. So I'm looking at that. And then for that background, I wanted to play with this stamp from King's. I can't remember what it's called. If you want to know, I can pop it in the layout in the comments. I can go look, but I'm using my anti-stick embossing. I wish I would have used the black because I think it would have worked a whole lot better. So I'm going to try the white in a spot where I figure it's going to be covered. And I don't mind the white when I do it like this. I decided that I didn't like all 3 of the ladybugs and I just liked the outline one, which is fine. Mostly because the embossing powder didn't go on very nicely for those thick ones. There's my head. Just using a paintbrush to get rid of the excess. And then I'm going to use my heat gun. And that's okay. I think it should be fine. And then, so my thought process was I was going to stamp the ladybugs all over the one side. And so I'm getting it ready. I am literally going to do this kind of process and turn and stamp and turn and stamp all over the one side. And I'm not going to make you watch all of that. So I do like about 6, and then I do the embossing powder, and then I heat set it, and then I do that all again. So that's the process, and I'm going to skip ahead here right away so you don't watch that whole process, because it took me quite a bit of time. It actually took me about an hour and a half to do this layout, which, yeah. And you can see with all of those ladybugs that I stamped and embossed, yeah, it would take me a while. And then I decided I needed a couple more on this side. And if I'd done it in black, I think I would have liked that better. It wouldn't have been as in your face. Or if I'd done it even in red and pulled in more of the red that's on the layout, I think I would have liked that more. But right now I am really hating the ladybugs, and I'm really trying to push through it. So I'm going to get these laid out and on. So I decided to rough up my edges on this. So I am using a distress tool from Some Assemblage Required. I really like it. It's got a little bit more, it's bigger than my Tim Holtz one, so I have a little bit more that I can grip on it. And then I'm going to edge it in black, just to give it a little bit of, like, I don't know, grungy look. They're outside in the rain looking at ladybugs, so I thought that would work. And it's going to go down. And then I'm going to do all of the white pieces first, and then I'm going to alternate with the red. And I didn't make you watch me do that with every single one of them, because it took me some time, and this is already long enough. So get those down, and I like the way those papers are looking. And I'm just really trying to push through this background that I made, because it was a lot of work. Like, it took me a good amount of time to do it. So it was really like being stubborn, and maybe when I get some more of this done, I will like it more. Sometimes that happens based on my starting picture. I'm sure you can tell that it didn't happen for this one. So I was thinking of backing it in this, and I went, I don't know. Not so much. I could have, but. And now I am going to use some of these ladybugs. That one actually doesn't get put on here though, which is kind of funny. I was looking for letters, so I might use these ones in a bit. And then I pulled out these dollar store bug collection. I think I got these from Dollarama. Dollarama? I think so. And so I'm looking for the ladybugs. I'm like, I missed them. They're actually still in the package. But so I'm pulling out the ladybugs that are in these ones, and there are kind of a beetle in here too that I pulled out. And so, well, ladybugs are beetles, yes, but I did pull out some that are not as traditional red and black ladybug. And the pink ones I didn't think would work, but I have 2 packages of these, so I know that there's a couple more of each of them in those. And then I think there's some in these blue butterfly bits. And so now I have some of these that I'm going to use, because we don't have enough ladybugs on here right now. I don't know. I was trying to make a way for that background to work. And so yeah, I wanted to use these buttons, so I'm going to put some buttons on. These are from Hip Kit Club, and I'm almost done those. I have like a few left. And then I decide that, yeah, maybe I do want to back these in white, and maybe it'll pull the white together. And then I pulled out this scrap. It's kind of tissuey. It's not really a scrapbook piece of paper, but it does have a pattern to it. I got it from my mother-in-law, and she used to do a lot of art journaling. And so she gave me some of her stuff that she was done with. And so I am going to get those 2 pieces, couple pieces that on. And so I'm cutting down this so I have a mat on my photos. The mat ends up being about 1/16 of an inch, I think, for most part. So not really a lot, which is totally okay. I just wanted something to brighten it up and pull it back into the pictures, because I think part of the problem with those white ladybugs on the background is it's taking too much of the attention. And so I'm going to take a look at this to see if that works, and that's okay. The polka dots on that red piece that I just did for that tissue-y kind of paper, it's actually silver, but meh. I'm going to get gold on here too, but it's not going to matter today. Sometimes it bothers me to have like all sorts of different metallic on it today. Not a big deal. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. And so these are going to go on like that. I kind of like the wonkiness of those two pieces. So I am going to make the other one a lot more wonky than it is. And then I decided this one I could cut down because there was nothing in that sideways bit. And yeah. And on that goes. I'm going to use my T-square ruler to line these up when I get them on. So I did decide that this was going to be really off kilter for that background piece, which I like, because I do want it to be a playful layout, because they are in the rain watching ladybugs be released. Like, there's not really anything serious about this one. So, and it was I know they had a lot of fun. So I'm just going to line this up so that they're both straight. And when I fix my background, I don't worry about this as much. And they're definitely not as straight, but that's okay. And then this one's going to go on kind of askew and tucked, which is kind of like the sketch. So the sketch had the three that were overlapping. That middle one was actually on top and they were a little bit more straight, but I'm going to do it this way. And then I'm going to have some of these ladybugs all over the place. I thought for a second maybe a strip of that would help tone down those ladybugs, but I didn't really want to add a strip there. So I am still going for it. Look at that. I'm tacking the stuff down and trying to I literally did this 6 months ago and I still remember I really don't like the background. And I don't know why it had to it would have been fine in the whole scheme of things, but I still look at it and go, oh, what was I thinking? So I'm glad I changed it, but it's one of those, like I get title down and everything before I decide that enough is enough and I really, really dislike it. So I was thinking, hey, ladybugs, or welcome ladybug. So I decided to try out the hey first. And so I'm going to pull out lady out of these tile letters. And this is a Simple Story sticker book from a while ago now. So I just lined up the lady on my T-square. And then I'm going to put the hey on here. And this would have been just fine too. But it doesn't matter. And then I was going to pull them off just with like using the edge on the ruler and holding the stickers down, but it wasn't going to work the way I wanted it to, so that's okay. And then there's the bugs. And then I'm like, hey, that welcome's really cute. I like that more. So the hay's going to come off. And the ladybugs are going to get moved. So lady goes up, bugs just goes across, maybe up a little bit, and the welcome's going to go in between the two. So it's going to say, welcome ladybugs, or ladybugs welcome, or lady welcome bugs. I really don't care. I think, well, my husband understood it said welcome ladybugs. So, we're going to go with it because I like the way it looked. So I'm just getting these welcome on just a little bit nicer because it was all askew. So just takes a moment. And I'm still trying to figure out what to do with that background. I still don't like it. And I think I'm going to fix that here right away now. So actually, I'm going to get this stuff down first. So button and ladybug, which I liked that part of things. And I didn't really need to have it all the way up on the 3, but I liked the way it looked. So, and why not get the ladybugs on this one? Because, yeah, that's what it's about. So, and then I think this is from Maggie Holmes, and so pulling off some of the gold leaves and just putting them here, there, and everywhere. Each of these ladybugs is going to get one. So, and then I see this sweet, and I really like the way it looks on this triangle. So it's going to go just like that. And then filling out the rest of these with the leaves. And I grabbed a piece of black cardstock, and I'm going to pull this off and move it over because I've decided I can definitely not live with that background. But it took me a while. And this actually comes up a whole lot easier than I thought it was going to be, and I'm just eyeballing this. I don't even bring out my T-square to do this, which is fine. Just going to get it on. And then I thought I'd use this tape. This is mint tape I got it from scrapbook.com, and it's really great for like stamping and different things. And I was trying to use it so I could keep everything where I kind of wanted it to be. And I tried it a couple times, but so at first it's not going to work. And I'm like, okay, nope, not going to work. That one goes about there. I am going to use my T-square for these so that they are the same distance apart. And then I'm going to ballpark the red ones because they go in a little bit easier after those points are in. And then I turn this over upside down to see if I can do it a little bit easier that way, and it totally worked how I thought it was going to work. So I got that ladybug down without having to measure it. And then there's this last one. And to get it on straight, I do have to pull the embellishments off a little bit. And so there we go. Right there, my head's in the way. Good to take a look at my gray hair. And then this one can go on. And so that works out a lot better. I already like it more. So, yeah, sometimes it happens that way. And I left it in just because I think it's important that to know that it doesn't all go roses and fairy tales to start with sometimes. But get those down, and then I did decide I kind of wanted a little bit more red on the top and the bottom. So I do have this piece I didn't use, and then this little piece. So the little piece will fit at the top because there's quite a bit less up there. And so I'm going to get I think I do that right away. Let's see. No, I'm going to put a couple more. I'm going to fiddle a bit with this stuff. There we go. And then I do come back to that here in a second. Yeah, literally a second. There we go. So there and there. And then move this guy just a little bit. Now scuffing up the edges. I'm going to ink. And this is going to go on. So definitely like that. I have to sneak the ladybug up to sneak it in there. and I like how it goes off the page. That is definitely not what the sketch did. I'm pretty sure that's not what the sketch did, but that's okay. It's an adaptation. And then this one goes on, and then I can trim off from the top and the bottom. I so like that a whole lot more. Just edge again. And then I did decide that I wanted a little bit of gold splatter. And so I pulled out a piece of plastic, and then this is one of the newer Tim Holtz sprays, and in the gold, it's not called gold, but it's gold. And so I'm just going to splatter in a couple spots. I am going to use my heat gun and dry that, but I don't make you watch that. And this is a little bit of it close up. There'll also be some pictures coming up here as well. If you liked my video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love to have you here more often. If you're not and you haven't seen me in 6 months, thanks for watching and have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you so much.